You are now tuned in to Dead Serious Entertainment. Please click like, subscribe, share, and ding the bell. Dead Serious Entertainment. Click like, subscribe, share. Don't get mad, get serious.
Yo, this your boy Cat Johns. Dead Serious Radio, Dead Serious Entertainment. You see it on the bottom of the screen. DeadSerious.com. Make sure you guys come and check us out, man. Download the app. Listen to us. You hear me? Good music all the time, 24/7. Hip hop, R&B, even gospel on Sundays. Hit us up. So this is your boy Cat Johns, and this is Rants and Reactions. So there has been on the new year 2 horrible events. One a little bit more harsher than the other. And I'm speaking about New Orleans and also here in Las Vegas. To the families of the people in New Orleans that lost their lives, I think it was about 15. And to the 20 to 30 some people that were injured, my heart goes out to your families. I could say there's no rhyme or reason for what happened, but I'm quite sure there is. I've been watching the news and looking at different things, and if you don't know, then I hope that y'all tune in, and so you can see what's going on out here. 2025 on January 1st. So I'm just going to run the clip for the incident and the terrible situation that happened down in New Orleans on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, New Year's morning. Okay, people just out there kicking it and chilling, bringing in the new year. And this, we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
In New Orleans, a memorial of flowers and candles continues to grow at this hour on Bourbon Street, where an Army veteran from Texas mowed down a crowd, killing 14 people. The FBI says he was inspired by ISIS but acted alone, and now law enforcement says it's concerned over copycat attacks. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more.
As the FBI combs through hundreds of hours of surveillance video and hundreds of tips, federal authorities now warning law enforcement agencies across the country to be on alert for copycat attacks. It comes as dramatic video shows people scrambling to safety as a white F-150 truck raced down Bourbon Street New Year's Day, one person just barely getting out of the way. Robert Neville works in the area. He described the scene as terrifying.
We watched the people actually flip in the air like it's crazy. Like, as we seen the incident happen, we all try to rush out to aid the people.
The FBI revealing a new detailed timeline, saying Shamsuddin Jabbar drove that rented truck from Houston to New Orleans on December 31st, posting multiple videos to Facebook, claiming he joined and pledged allegiance to ISIS. Despite earlier fears the 42-year-old may have had accomplices, the FBI now saying he was likely a lone wolf. At 2:03 a.m., he's seen near Bourbon Street, the FBI saying he planted explosives in 2 coolers with a remote detonator. By 3:15 a.m., surveillance video showing him taking a right turn, then barreling down Bourbon Street.
The people that got hit by this car.
And now we're learning more about the victims who lost their lives. Kareem Badawi, a freshman and fraternity member at the University of Alabama.
Fun-loving guy. He was a positive guy and well-liked.
And 26-year-old Drew Dauphin, celebrating the new year with his younger brother Matthew.
Everybody that knows Drew and knows Matthew, they were one. They were best friends.
According to a 2019 security assessment, the city of New Orleans was warned that broken blockades made Bourbon Street vulnerable to a vehicle ramming incident. Now, the city did beef up security presence and work to install new barriers, but that work wasn't done. And experts say even if it was, it likely wouldn't have stopped what happened here on New Year's Day.
So again, horrible situation. Horrible situation. Again, my prayers and my, energy goes out to the family. The families hurt and the ones that he took. First of all, if you want to make a point by yourself. All right. I said this in a previous podcast. People are tired. People are tired of the bullshit. Not only was I talking about the big companies and the CEOs and the CFOs and the people, all the executives that are making all this huge amount of money, and first of all, not paying the workers their proper due, or not giving the proper health care that people pay for. And that's a problem. That is a huge problem in America. Before I go into this whole my opinion of this entire situation, we're going to play a second clip, and the second clip is going to be about the guy here in Las Vegas, well, the guy that drove to Las Vegas to blow up himself in a Cybertruck in front of Trump Towers in Las Vegas on the Strip. So we're going to get into that. So here we go. Yeah, so here's this guy.
You'll see that a little bit later here in some of the photographs that one of the assistant sheriffs is going to talk to you about. There's also a lot of conversation that I hear out there about the fact that the identifications, the credit cards, and the number of things that I provided to you previously did not show up as burnt in the explosion in the vehicle. And so I did think it was important for me to address a couple of those issues so you understand where we're at. That's a photograph of the wallet. It's a leather wallet. Clearly, it's burnt up pretty well. However, that wallet was found in the back seat under some debris in the vehicle, and it contained, you'll see in this photograph, the credit cards, so a photograph, and a number of other pieces of identifying information. The military identification that I initially told you about was also located within inches of the wallet. And you'll see much of this stuff does have some burn damage on it.
They're talking a lot.
Different parts to include the photo that the sheriff talked about just a few minutes ago.
On the route to Las Vegas.
We use this video information as well as what I said earlier about the financial records in terms of purchases being made with different credit cards, call data records, a video canvas at multiple locations, trying to use all of that to corroborate that the individual that we've identified is the same individual that drove that Tesla during that route that we've identified to Las Vegas. In addition to that, we also talked about to review and examine. We're just showing examples and samples as we get them. There's more information as we go through it. But in this video, you can see even the distinctive jacket that he is wearing in that vehicle. The other thing that's important is the sheriff mentioned yesterday that Tesla sent to us engineers to come to Las Vegas to help us extract data from the vehicle. Thanks to their support, we were able to extract an SDMI chip from the Tesla vehicle. And Tesla was able to confirm to us using the data from the vehicle that the vehicle was not in full self-driving mode at any time during this incident. Finally, the last category just to touch on is motive, which I know everyone is very eager to try to understand and be able to explain what happened. I'll reiterate what the sheriff said is we still have a large volume of data to go through and a lot of content to go through. As you know, with any one of our devices, there's thousands, if not millions of videos and photos and documents and web history and all of those things that need to be analyzed. But with that, just as a preview for as we get information, we're trying to be as transparent as possible. There were a couple pieces of content we thought were important to share for now. One is in the note application. He seemed to have two letters. One letter in particular, as you can see here, this is an excerpt from that letter. He says, fellow service members, veterans, and all Americans, time to wake up. We are being led by weak and feckless leadership who only serve to enrich themselves.
Said, time to wake up. We are being led by weak and feckless leadership who only serve to enrich themselves.
He goes on to explain a variety of other grievances and issues, some political, some personal, a variety of other things, which we will do our best to release very quickly here. But then there's a second letter where there's some more excerpts. This one seems to be dated after the fact in that notes application. And in there, you can read a couple of the excerpts. We are the United States of America, the best country, people to ever exist. But right now, we are terminally ill and headed towards collapse. This was not a terrorist attack. It was a wake-up call. Americans only pay attention to spectacles and violence. What better way to get my point across than a stunt with fireworks and explosives? Why did I personally do it now? I need to cleanse my mind of the brothers I've lost and relieve myself of the burden of the lives I took. I'd like to just also expand on that and understand that these are just excerpts. In there, he does offer additional information that is varying on the spectrum in terms of political grievances, issues about the conflicts elsewhere, not here, domestic issues, societal issues, a variety of other things, including personal challenges as well. We are intending to release those initial letters so people can understand the best they can what the person's thought process was at one point in time. However, please understand there is still a lot more content to go through, and that may change. There may be a lot more information that we recover.
Okay, so these situations, let me get back so y'all can see me. These situations happened on the same day within hours of each other. And everybody's saying that it's not. They're not, into it and with this together. They're not in cahoots, basically. I'm going to call what we call the game of bullshit. I'm going to call this a game of bullshit because there's no way that you can sit here and tell me that they went to the same, brag together. But they say that it wasn't on the same times. Okay, maybe it was on the same times. But it's a huge coincidence, but they're brushing it off and trying to brush it under the rug like it's not a big coincidence that they were there at the same time, just because they don't know that or can have a paper trail of them encountering each other. They could have went out and had a couple of drinks together. You don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So then they, with the fact that they rented their cars through the same rental company. Is that a coincidence? Why wouldn't that be a big coincidence? Why wouldn't this letter that he wrote and what he said in that letter, why wouldn't that be a bit of coincidence? I don't understand that. What's wrong with that being a bit of coincidence? It says time to wake up. Who are we talking to? Huh? It says fellow service members, veterans, and all Americans. So he's talking to literally anybody that's going to listen, but he put out there in the first place, fellow service members and veterans. Okay. We are being led by weak and feckless leadership who only serve to enrich themselves. Which is, again, I believe, my opinion, is why the guy that killed United Healthcare's CEO. What, you don't think that
has something to do with something. This guy drove hundreds of miles to Las Vegas in a Tesla truck. Who owns Tesla? Elon Musk. Okay. Who is good friends and in cahoots with Elon Musk? Trump. Trump. Where did he park that truck at? Elon's truck at? In Trump Towers Valet here in Las Vegas. Thank God that there was nobody out there that got hurt. That's the great thing about that. That's the most wonderful thing about that, is that nobody else got hurt. Okay. Other than that, come on, man. Come on, man. Think about it. You know, think about that. Ain't nowhere in the world you in a Tesla truck owned by Elon Musk, or made by Elon Musk and owned by Elon Musk, and he drove all this way to Las Vegas to pull up in front of a valet at Trump Towers that Trump owns, Donald Trump, and within seconds blow his brains out and the truck blows up in front of Trump Towers. Yes, he's sending a message. Duh. Just like the dude in New Orleans, he's sending a message. He's sending a message. People tired. People tired about worrying about how we're going to eat the next day, or pay our car note, truck notes, and you know, mortgages, and buy medicine and this, that, and the other. Man, it's a lot. And prices are going up. Pay's not going up. So that's why everybody trying to hop on the bandwagon and hustle, whatever that may be. We grind, especially around mine. We grind. You understand? So I'm just saying, if the FBI and the police and all these people don't think that this is not, or they're just saying this just to save face for the media, they had nothing to do with each other. I mean, I hope you don't really think that we just stupid. I'm just saying. I hope y'all don't think that we just stupid. Some people are. Don't get it twisted. I'm not gonna say that, because some people are a little slow. Everybody need to catch up, though. Everybody need to catch you. I was watching Willie D last night, and he said it best. And I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to say this verbatim. So just know, this man said, mainstream media sucks. Mainstream media sucks. Because they push this narrative, man. And you don't know what you really looking at, what you really paying attention to, because all of it is snippets. And they tell you what they want to tell you. He was even saying, I noticed that stuff too, that the guy that did pulled up in front of Trump Towers here in Las Vegas, he had, for the New York Post, they pretty much tried to praise him as a, a war hero or some shit. He was this and he was that, and he had this and he had that. I'm not even going to go into it because I'm not about to do that. But then the other guy, black guy, I'm saying, I don't know if he's black, but he's of color, man of color, put it to you like that. They said that, he was living in poverty, and he had lost all his money. He was in ruin, and He was living and he had goats in his front yard, chickens, and this, that, and the other, try to make him just seem like some crazy lunatic that went to the military, had his shit together, but then fell off. This is what happened. The problem is, one, I think that's the biggest problem, is that the United States does not take care of their vets. They don't. Yeah, you got the VA hospital. Yeah, you got VA loans that you can get. You got all this stuff that you can get from the VA. But what about those ones that had post-traumatic stress disorder, and they really need some help, or the ones that are homeless? Shit happened. And they are homeless now. They are living on the streets. I see them all the time, downtown Las Vegas. It's a whole strip of people in tents. I think they might have cleaned it up. They might have tried to stop them from sleeping down there, but I used to run through, when I was rolling with the Catch Ribs on Wheels, my barbecue business, I would ride down through there. If I had some extra plates or whatever, I'm handing out plates. You know what I'm saying? So, they're there. The proof is there. You can see it. I'm pretty sure it's not just in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's other places too, where these vets just don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of, and nobody want to go out there and help these people. That's a problem. That's a problem. The system is like it's made for us to fail. And if we don't get it, if we don't figure out how to play their game, then this is where you are. You're going to be stuck stagnant. It's sad. Even speaking about the taxes, like as much taxes as we pay in this country per person, there shouldn't be any homeless people. There shouldn't be any hungry homeless people. There shouldn't be any hungry families. People shouldn't have to work 12 hours a day just to pay rent and bills just to survive. When you're only paying people $10, $15 an hour, man, this economy is not a $10, $15 hour economy. It hadn't been that in a very long time. If you really want to speak brass taxes, it hadn't been that in a very long time. Everybody keep talking about we fighting to get raises. Why should we have to fight to get a raise? When the economy is going up, then that should go up too. It should be automatic. But then people wonder why people steal, why people going strong arm robberies and snatching purses and all this other type of shit. That's why. People are down to their last and they got to feed their families. Unfortunately, it's somebody else's cost. I'm not saying that the shit's right. I'm just saying this is what happens. And if you don't believe that, if you don't see that, you're part of the fucking problem. Point blank. Dead serious entertainment. Don't get mad. Get serious. And we serious about that shit. You understand? This is Cat Johns. This is just another rant. Tune in again for another rant. All right, people.
You are now tuned in to Dead Serious Entertainment. Please click like, subscribe, share, and ding the bell. Dead Serious Entertainment. Click like, subscribe, share. Don't get mad.